pop that out. Good, good. Okay, and you go down. This is so hard to control. Alright, so we waited a bit. Just wait a bit. That's other guys. Spread the news that I'm live. Let's put that here. Switch back. It's quite a big chat. Hey Poland, how you doing? What's the time there? That aside. Oh, it's around the same time. Well, we're ahead by an hour or so. Hi, Jonathan. Is that Jonathan? Yeah, Jonathan. Hi. How you doing? Hi, Serbia. How you doing? All right, so let's wait just around a few minutes before we start. I'm going to edit this live. I'm gonna give you some context here. I kept this because I edited this photo just like a long time ago and I kind of forgot what I did. So I'm gonna keep it as a guide. Yeah. And then oh wow, Cayman Islands. That's cool. Hey. And I'm going to refer to it whenever I have to. And this is going to be the starting point. Just for you. Sorry, I'm gonna close this in a minute. Is my video, the one I'm showing in, blocking anything? I think it's blocking the one on the left. Let me check. Let's have a look. Maybe bottom left, right? Why is it OBS not responding? There you go. Better. Let's make it a bit smaller. Oh, it's going down. Yay. There you go. Better? The States. What's the time there, guys? Not just the States, everyone. What's the time like? It's around 7:30 p.m. right here in Bahrain right now. Yeah. Thank you, Qatar. I'm glad you found them very inspiring. 10:23 a.m. Where are you from? Oh, United States, yes. Wisconsin. Wow. Now that's a jet lag. Yeah, Luca, almost the same. Luca and Kokan. You can see the edge. Okay. So here's one thing. When you do cut the car out, always cut the car. Well, keep the edges within the car, so you don't see the edges of the street or the road or whatever you're cutting off. It's better off that way. And always make sure you feather that selection by, I don't know, 1%, 0.5%. And you should be fine. But always when you cut, make sure it's within the car. So I'd rather you cut a bit from the car rather than going over to the roads, or yeah, always in the inside, not the outside. Always in the inside. That's the trick. Otherwise, you will always end up with kind of a halo effect. Caribbean, good morning. Good evening, Belgium. Yeah. All right. So let's see how many do we have? 20. All right, let's start. All right, I'll pause between edits, the edit, and see if you have any questions. Or you know what? Hang on. What is wrong? I think I'm running out of memory already. That is very slow, very slow. So I can have the chat window on the side. That way I can see and I can edit at the same time, right? Yeah, there you go, there you go. Yeah, up, oh, ooh. That's hard. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. Am I running out of memory already? Okay, let's do that. From this end. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm gonna spend like half an hour trying to do this. Never mind, okay. Let's do it from the edge and then adjust it accordingly. What's wrong with the Macs nowadays? You're getting slower. Belgium, Belfast, yeah. I wish I can do that. Otherwise, I would have done it for all the guys. I think there are a lot of tutorials out there showing you how to cut things out. I might do one as well, just in general. Hey, Jesse Pinkman, what's up, man? Long time no see. Where have you been? Where have you been hiding? Hi, Jamesy. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm going to edit this photo in a bit. All right, so let's start with the basic adjustments. I keep on forgetting what I used to call them. All right, what do we see in this photo? And I want you to participate as well. So it's like a two-way thing. What I'm going to do first, it's a little bit underexposed, but I'm not going to raise the exposure up, right? Oh, that's you. Are you the same guy though? I know two with the A45 AMG. You're the one with the CPL filter? All right, so it's a little bit maybe underexposed down around this area here. It's going to be very hard. Got a very tight desk today for some reason. So what I'm going to do is increase the shadow or pump up the shadow, just recover the shadows. That's a better term. So I'll process the row before moving it to Photoshop. I can do that in camera raw, yeah, basically. Hey, hey, hey. How is it, everyone? Okay, so next, I'm gonna see if the whites. Oh, that's a lot of whites. And I'm just eyeballing it right here. What you see when I do click and drag, holding Option on Mac, I'm not sure, I think Alt on Windows, and seeing a bit of blacks coming in, release, and then I just release it. The highlights, they're not overblown here, but maybe the headlights are a bit, so let's tone that down. So it's going to be an overall, so I'm not going to do it like towards the end. Voice is clear, everything is all right. For my YouTube videos, I use ScreenFlow for YouTube. Hello, hello. I am. Yeah. So I'll be referring to this, so you can see I've removed it down here. I don't really. Yeah, it looks like they're growing a pole or a lamp. But I'm going to refer to that. I'm going to reference to it because I can't recall what I did previously. So now I'm going. Let me see the chat. Now I'm going a little bit down for the details, and I'm going to selectively just sharpen the photo. Just add a little bit of sharpening. This is before I process it. I know usually sharpening happens in the end, but anyway, it's not much. We can add it more. But because we've raised the shadow, and I was shooting at 500 ISO, that was with the A7R2. You can see we have a little bit of noise. And one way to battle this is to reduce it this way. Make sure it's not very blurry. You can recover the details of it. And yeah, I should be set. So let's have a look at the before. That's good. So this is now the before, this is after, just basic adjustments. Right now I'm going to open it in Photoshop. Yeah, A7R2 is a huge file. That's 241 MB already. Like so. Okay, so let's remove the pole first. Right? Yeah, I mean, I use both for sometimes I use I personally use Lightroom to catalog my photos, and I might as well just process the rows there before taking it to Photoshop. Within Photoshop, if I need to do any further adjustment, I would use the Camera Raw. I maybe wrap up the photo with Camera Raw. And instead, well, if I'm working with an agency, I would rather do it in Camera Raw and then send it over to the agency, just in case they don't have Lightroom or they don't know how to import it. And then, you know, Lightroom uses an XMP or external file to do to apply all these effects. So I'd rather do it in Camera Raw if I'm sending it somewhere else. If it's for me, I would just wrap it up with Lightroom. Rear arc, this one down here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, something. Thanks, man. All right, I'm pretty sure everyone been asking me about how to clone things out, remove things, and stuff like that. Now there are multiple ways of doing it. You can do it on the photo itself. I wouldn't recommend this way though. For example, I would duplicate the layer. I would use the patch tool and then select this. For this photo, that might work, and that's fine. You see, it's gone, vanished. The other way of doing it is, but that wouldn't work down here, right? Because we have a lot of elements down there. Mainly tutorials, really, but I'm not sure about training. Okay, so now I'm going to use this clone stamp tool. So here it is. I've got the settings over here. It's going to be current and below, and I'm going to use a blank layer to do the edits on. So we're going to clone this out right now. So I'm going to select the appropriate brush size, which I think this should be fine. Now, if I clone down from here, always make sure you clone from somewhere that is closer to the area that you're going to clone out. Otherwise, if I did this, that will look odd because the color shift happens there already. So let's sample a point where close from. So I'm holding Option key right here, and it's on current and below, and I'm going to just brush out. There you go. Now, of course, to perfect this, once you reach here, we have this that we don't want to clone out, right? So there are different ways of doing it. The lazy way is to make the brush smaller, reselect. Yeah, I do that all the time. You know, try not to hit the edge. Like this. Make it smaller, 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 and it's fine. It just passes. No one would notice that something is wrong. The best way to do that is to actually go with the pen tool and you know, make selections like so. This is not accurate right now. I'm just showing it to you quickly. And I'm going to right click, make selection, 0.5 feather radius. Go back to the clone stamp tool, and around the same area, right? You wouldn't want to. There you go. I'm not sure if this is exactly right, but yeah, you see where I'm heading, right? Now for this, it doesn't really show. I mean, if you zoom out, this is kind of blurred. That's fine, but we might need to remove this, and that's where we are going to use the pen tool. I prefer using natural light, really. I find my photos are really cool and nice in natural light. Sometimes I have to use both, combine both. But the idea here, if you're shooting natural, you try to make that light look natural as well. You wouldn't want it to look fake. So always watch out for the shadows and the highlights. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a way to change it. It just came in with Photoshop. I'm pretty sure if you Google it, you'd know how to change the color. I've seen green, I've seen blue, I've seen red, I guess. I'm not quite sure. Bobby, we're not going to discuss shadows right here, right now. I think I have some of the tutorials showing how to create shadows. And I covered the shadows in my last live session, so you can go and check it out. All right, so I'm going to zoom in, and let's see. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to use the pen tool, right? Still getting used to the setup right now, and you can see it there. It's a little blurry, so it's not very accurate. I'm going to select it like so. Make selection, feather it by 0.5. All right, for someone who's getting into automotive photography, just give me a second. Let me clone this out. So I'm going to again select an area like so, and try to align it. Well, you know, we said we're not going to remove the upper part because it doesn't really show it. It's blurred out. So let's just continue with the one at the bottom. Now sometimes it won't align perfectly, so that's fine as well. Well, you catch my drift, right? There you go. Now we're getting to the edge right now. Resample and just sample away. Now we ruined it. We ruined it. I ruined it. So let's do that. There's a bit of a chipping right here. Well, we're going to zoom out to see if it's gonna show. All right, for someone who's trying to get into automotive photography, always go out and shoot. Yes, you're going to watch a lot of videos, you're going to read a lot of materials, you're going to do a lot of things, but as long as you, well, it's good that you're reading and watching and that, but you need to get hands-on, right? So always go out and shoot. Implement what you've learned today, because learning happens on the ground when you go out and shoot. Always do that. So well, we didn't do a really good job by cloning that out. Oh, I'm sorry to hear so. You guys are in my prayer. It's really bad news. So yeah, so now we could have perfected that better, but we can see that we've removed the pole. Now, sometimes you would leave an artifact if you didn't do it perfectly. There's always a check layer that you can download. There's an action for it. Or you can use the curves and then see, you can see here, we have this mushroom thing. I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. So I'm just going to create, well, merge, create a new, and then merge both. And now I'm going to enable this. You see here a little bit of artifact. I'm going to use the patch tool, right? And I'm just going to select it. And I'm just trying to blend that. And there you go, it's gone. Just like that. So before, after, before, after. There you go. More black. I mean, you either desaturate, right? Desaturate. That might not give you exactly black, but we're going to darken it. You can always select the road to darken it. The way I do it, I don't do it all the way. I use a camera raw filter, and I use the graduated filter to basically darken the ground. I'm glad to hear so. All right, so we've removed the pole, right? Let's see what I've previously done. So I'm referring to my previous edits. So previously I did remove the pole, but then I did the dodge and burn, which is just on the car. I do have a tutorial on dodge and burn. I'm going to show it to you right now. Should have warmed up the photo a little bit, but yeah, we can do that later on. So I'm going to create a new layer. I think it's shift and yeah. Fill with gray, 1%. You can do soft lights, you can do overlay. Let me show you what dodging and burning does. So I'm going to select a brush right now. It's going to be a black or white. Let's do the white. And if I brush away, you can see it's dodging. If I select black, now it's going to burn. But that's obviously too much. So I'm going to decrease the flow to, I usually do between 1 to 3. I'll just keep it at 2 right now. I'm not going to do it. Did I just do? Yeah. I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to show it to you quickly. Now, perfect ways of doing this is, again, for these delicate places is you select the pen tool. I'm just going to do it quickly, like so. And just for the sake of this video, all right, I'm going to make selection, feathered by 0.5. I'm going to use a brush, white brush, 2%, and I'm brushing away. So let's see the before, after. So I'm trying to bring these details out. And I'm going to do the same with the other side and the other elements, but I'm just going to do it quickly and carelessly, like so. Yeah. Which is the best way to do it, right? When you don't have time. But of course, if you're shooting for clients, you need to perfect it. Now there is a the smoothing option. If you turn it to 100%, it's going to give you straight lines. Kind of. What again? All right, maybe a little bit here. I'm using the Wacom tablet, so it makes it easier to do things. Do it here, maybe a little bit, a little bit. I'm just going to dodge. I don't think I'm going to burn. It's too dark to burn anything. It's a black car. A little bit here. I'm going to show you the before and after in a bit. Yeah, like so. Yeah. So I'm looking for highlights that I want to bring out in the car, especially the details. Maybe a little bit here. Front fender kind of curve. If I would burn, might burn this line, but this is like too detailed. Like here. All right, going to stop that right now. Setup. I did the setup one time and that's it. I can't even recall what settings. I think it just went with the default. So this is the before, this is the after. Look at the dodge and burn in action. It really just pops in a few details of the car. Before, after, before, after. You see where I'm going, right? Okay, I'm going to again merge all of these. I'm going to convert smart filters. Yeah, I bought the Wacom tablet a while ago, and I can't recall how even I set that one up. Right, camera raw. You guys are gone. So think I'm going to increase a bit of clarity. You see, when I increase the clarity, you can see the road is getting darker as well. We wouldn't want to go all the way. It's going to just look ugly, and I don't want to do it a lot. I'll just stick it somewhere down here. Add a little bit of vibrance. Let's warm up the photo because I forgot to warm up the photo. I'd like it to be a little bit warm. And I'm going to use the graduated filter. I'm going to show you how to... Alright, this is horrendous. Don't do this. This is like too dark. You want a really smooth transition. Something like that. Or even less. Alright, this is a bit too much. Just going to add more clarity to the road. Maybe somewhere there. Just to give it that action. You can see it's a contrast, right? Clarity is a mid-tone, tonal contrast. It just gives it that contrast. Okay. Maybe add a bit of sharpening, maybe. Let's just add a little bit. We're going to mask it out. Again, I'm pressing the option on the keyboard. Black is not going to get affected. White is going to be sharpened. So only the edges. All right, I'm gonna click OK. Luminosity masks. Never done that before. I've seen it in landscapes and architecture. I haven't done it with cars, to be honest. But maybe I should look into it. Abdullah, you can use, you can do the dodge and burn tool, but with the dodge and burn tool, you need to dodge and burn on the car, and sometimes on the layer itself, and sometimes, you know, you do a mistake and then you want to go back to it. It's going to be a headache. There is another way. Hello, hello, hello. There is another way of doing it. You can do it with curves as well. So, let's say you want to dodge. So I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to invert the mask, and if I go to the mask, I need to get a brush. Where are my brushes? Where's my brush? Where are the tools? All right. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, guys. Sorry. Brushes. Where are the tools? Where are the tools? Help. Help. Where are the layers? What happened? I think I clicked something where I was like, yeah, there you go. Sorry. Okay, so back to the curves. So I have a curve. I've inverted the mask. Now if I brush in, what did I do? All right, let me just do this. Now if I brush in, again, I'm dodging. I can do another one. Yeah, I'm saving it by mistake. I'll do with the curves, and then I'll put that down. I'll invert. Now I'm burning. This is just for your information. All right. So there are multiple ways of dodging and burning. This is just one way, and I prefer the gray layer. Yeah, I pressed the tab. That's what happens. 24 to 70 is a perfect lens. 24 to 105 is even better. Wait for Sunday's video. You're gonna like Sunday's video. Sunday's tutorial is about focal lengths and how they affect your car photos. So wait for Sunday. Watch that video. You're going to enjoy it. You're gonna see how each of the focal lengths play a role in, you know, one, how the car looks like, and the background, compression in the background. I'm going to use a focal length between 16 to 200. So it's 16, 24, 50, 80, 105, 150, and 200. Yeah. Mainly, yeah. If I see a detail that I want to dodge and burn, I would do that. Not everything. Sometimes I rarely do not do dodge and burning. I do it most of the time. It really depends. Yeah, for the luminosity masks, I tried downloading some actions. I have some actions here, but I never used it. And that's the problem. Because I try to use something and then I don't. Yeah, Jeffrey, you're gonna enjoy that. It's very short and sweet. Sunday. Just wait for it on Sunday. All right, where were we? Yeah, let me reference back. So this is again the original. Why did I go with the selective color? It was the reds. So I adjusted the reds in this photo. And I'm going to use 2 selective colors. I know that a lot of people ask me how to create the flares. I'm going to show you that too. All right, so going to here in this photo. I think it was between 11 to 13. So 13. And I was at 52. Well, when I first started, I went to clients and I didn't get paid for my job, for whatever I did, because I was learning. Nowadays, I do get pay jobs, which is good. So once you get your name out, that's all what you need to do to succeed. All right, so yeah, the reds. I think the reds are really good in here, but let's do that because we dodged and burned just the one below, and we left the ones on top. So selective color, right? Reds. Was it selective color? Yeah. So you can enhance the red. For example, if I pull that all the way to the right, it's gonna be dull. If I pull all the way to the left, it's going to be wow. But we wanna maybe somewhere in between. You need to be careful with this. I think we're good here. I'm not going to do a lot. Another trick, if you want to make white whiter, you're going to selective color, I think. Yeah, is it? Hang on, yeah. And then you go to the whites, and then pull all these 3 sliders to the left. And now if you do before and after, you can see the change in the white. But we don't want it in the entire image, so I'm going to just do. Again, I'm going to do this quickly. Mask X. Just going to brush the car in. And since it's only affecting the whites, you don't need to worry about the road. Alright, see before and after. You can do that with a pen tool, but this is a faster way of doing so. Maybe just drop that. Questions. Okay, would you recommend ±50 prime lens for car photography or zoom? I know the 18-105 because I used to do it when I had the crop sensor, and it's a good lens to start with. You can get the Nifty 50 for Canon, for example. This is quite cheap, so you can get both lenses. To me, I always prefer the zoom lens because it allows you to change your focal length without the need to change the lens or having multiple lenses in order for you to do so. Oh, that requires an entire video on its own, Jamesy. Really depends on how you're going to cut the car. Is it going to be stationary? Is it going to be moving? Is it going to be, what is the background? Is it an indoor? Is it an outdoor? It really depends. But the best way to cut a car out is a pen tool. That's it. But once you cut the car, you put it in a new scene. You need to match colors. You need to match the shadows. You need to match the lighting. So, so a lot of things that you need to keep in mind. All right. So I think afterwards I added a bit of flare, right? And I have this pack. I think I've showed you how to create flares before, but I think in this particular one I used this pack. This is, let me just put it on normal. That's it. And I actually have used that. So if I copy this somewhere here, so you guys can see it. So it's a, I don't know, orange yellow circle with the black background. So whenever you have a black background that you need to get rid of, just change that to screen, and there you go. You have the flare right now. Where's the sun? So the sun might be somewhere around here. Now let's say you want to, you know, emphasize that, give that oomph factor, like that word, oomph. Okay, let's do this. This is like a very soft brush. One stroke, maybe more. Okay. That's what I thought. All right, let's do that again. Brush. Let's make it smaller. Stroke, stroke, stroke. Like so. Now I'm going to have a hue and saturation. I'm going to lock it to the layer below. I'm going to colorize it. I mean, you can do this with this, or you can just like use the, you know, with the brush you can use the color and that's it. But with this you have more more control. So now I'm going to move this down here, and I can change the blending mode to, was it soft light? I mean, soft light is one, but looks ugly. Or is it the color? Or was it screen? No, definitely not. Wasn't screen. Lighten. I mean, these are all options that I usually like tackle through. I think the soft light is, or the overlay as well, but you know, the overlay is just too much. Soft light is good. See, this is the beauty of this, because if we've used the brush, we wouldn't be able to go back and adjust the settings. Here, I can always go back and select color, like this. And then if I want more saturation, less lightness, and if I think this is like not enough, I can always make it bigger, so it spills over if you want. Oops, I think I pulled it out. You catch my drift, right? That's alright, Angela. You can always again see the reply. But this is like one way of doing it. My preferred way, I'm pretty sure I've done that before, but I'm going to do it again. The preferred way, since we are all here, I'm just going to create a new layer. And I've learned that from someone online. I can't recall the name of the channel. So yeah, this is one. And then I'm going to copy this. I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay. And then I'm going to, it's kind of the same thing. I'm going to use the hue and saturation. I'm gonna lock it down to the layer below it. And colorize, bring down the lightness so You can see the color, and then change. I don't know if you're following Prince Mason. He's not a car photographer, but he's a photographer who's really good. You should follow him, Prince Mason. Yeah. So select that, and let's change this to soft light. That's better. So now we can see what we're doing. One way. There you go, you have a flare. Kind of. So I'm going to put this in a group, but it's a bit green. We need to adjust the colors. There you go. There. So again, there are a lot of ways of doing it. This is another way. All right. What is happening? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong one. I've been pressing the wrong. And you can like change the size, the opacity, and stuff like that. All right, so back here, let's see what I've done. Yeah, I think a lot of you have asked me about this. So this is a pack. I have a video about this pack as well. So what was it? 7. Let's see. Focal length, guys. Focal length. Focus here. Sunday, promise. Overlays. And now I need to find that. It would have been easier. But anyway, I wanted to show you this pack because a lot of people asked me about this pack. This is what the pack has. So natural sunlight, overlays. There you go. So this is the sunlights and sunbursts, and then you have the floating dust, which is another way of, you know, you can spice up your photos with. Now I need to find that. I think it was flare and haze or light leak. Let's see, 7, no, 7 light leak. It's very hot, but let me show you. Let me bring a light leak to show you what it's done. I'm going to keep this here. I'm going to change this to, was it screen? Then you have a light leak, but it's like burned out and washed out. I got this from you gotta see my feed right now, but let's go to my channel. Videos. No. Yeah. Videos. Copy link address. Watch this video. And that has all the information about the pack. It's not mine. Found it online. And I've been using it. Let's go back. Where were we? Yeah. Overlays. Flare and haze. Yeah, I found it. This is the one that I wanted to show you. You're welcome. All right, let me paste this. And let me change it to screen. All right, let me just remove this because this is horrendous. Now, here's the problem with this. It's not entirely on a black background, so it's affecting the way the photo look, right? So how do we fix this? So if I change this to screen, if you see the before and after, Not good, right? So I'm going to add a level adjustment, and I'm going to basically lock it to the layer below it. Let me show you what happens when it's on normal mode. So I'm going to the level adjustment. I always forget, no, it's the other side. I'm just going to make it darker. So you can see this is lighter, now this is darker. Now if I change the blending mode to screen, was it screen? Oh, no, sorry, not the level adjustment, but yeah. And if I do this, you'd see how it affects the photo. Maybe not do it from here, let's do it from here. There you go. So that's better. Another thing that you can do, if it kind of overlays on the car, you can always, there's a mask, or create a mask, and just remove it off from the car. Let's select a very nice flow, like so. Don't crash. Don't crash. Yeah, good boy. Capiche? Alright, so in the last step, okay, what's going on? Hello, we're done brushing. Good. I'm going to add a color lookup. A 3D LUT. You know what a 3D LUT is. And this is one of the Osiris. I like this. I've used it a lot. Osiris Vision 6. You can look up this LUT pack. I think it's by Color Grading Central, Osiris. And because right now it looks just too much, you can always just dial it down. Say maybe even lower. Really depends. And there you go. So let's see. Let's have a look at the before. After. Before. After. Before. After. Voila. Live edit. Questions? Let's hear you out. Did I miss any question, by the way? No? Yeah, no, I think we're good. Hey, anytime, buddy. I'm glad you guys are enjoying and learning from this. One thing what we could have done, maybe let's just give it a try. I'm just going to merge all layers, and just going to make it even warmer. So I'm going to camera raw filter. Let's go crazy. Let's just, for the sake of this, let's just go a little bit crazy. And then, yeah, looks better. I don't know. Maybe it looks better. Really depends. The thing is, it's too warm in here and it's too cool in here, and that's good. It gives you that nice contrast. Some people might say, no, this is just too cold for the photo. Maybe you need to warm it up. Anyway, you have the option. Technicality behind a so long shot. What, this shot? You're welcome. You're welcome, Abdallah. What is hue or luminance? Because hue is different. Luminance is affects the exposure mainly. Hue would change a color, right? So these are two different things, right? Am I wrong? Yeah. Hue saturation. Can't remember having luminance anyway. Let me know. So it really depends. If you're aiming for luminosity, you can do the luminance way. Whether you do this, hue I think is for the color, shifting in the color, and then color is for the color. So it really depends on what you're doing. The technicality about the rolling shot, yes. Although I do have a video, but I can definitely tell you the technicality. Let me pull this. I just had a shot with, I've showed that in my last, wow, that's a lot of folders. Let's see, this is my dumpster. Where is it? Macintosh. BIC here. So these are some rolling shots. Let me just find a good edited one. There you go. This is with the Jaguar. There's another one with the Jaguar as well. This is the edit. Yeah, this one is better. But this one, the sun was out already. I don't like to shoot at this time of the day. I think it's just too hot. The sky is blown out. I tried to recover most of it. The idea with the rolling shot, though, both cars were going about 60 kilometers per hour, right? My settings, as you can see, with this one, I went on 1/60. I could have gone lower, up until 140, 130, to get even more motion blur, but I was happy with the results. Always have a focal length or an f-stop of, I keep it between 13 to 14, sorry, 11 to 13, 14, just to make sure, you know, because the distance between you and the car keeps on moving, and I know that most of us do refocus and focus again. There is an option, most cameras, is just to track the focus, so it's continuous. Whenever the car moves left to right, back, front, it just keeps on tracking it. The other thing that you need to do is, perhaps I shot like 1,000 shot, is I have it on the burst mode, you know, with I think the A7 III does 10 frames per second, so you get the right shot. Sometimes you might not get the right shot. So yeah, that's about rolling shot. I do have a video explaining this, every aspect, from setting the exposure, the f-stop. Well, exposure is obvious. The f-stop, how it was done. I even like have a video of me at the back of the truck. You will always need a camera with a good sensor, but it really depends on what you're doing, Angelo. So if you're doing a commercial work, then you need a really good camera. I'm not saying you need to go very expensive like a Hasselblad or something, but you need a good camera. If you're doing it for fun, T2i would do just fine. Would even bring out better photos. Thank you, Driver Mod. How would you making from private photography to dealership and work? Okay, let me see if I've missed anything. All right, so from private photography to dealerships and work. Well, I mean, I started, you know, with my friends. I started with family, friends, anyone that has a car. I even approached dealerships to, you know, shoot for free. They need content for their social media. At the end of the day, bear this in mind. Dealerships, any place that maybe even rent cars or sell cars, they will need some material, and they don't always necessarily can afford high-end photographers. Not for the daily daily photos that they do. So you can always approach them, shoot maybe, not necessarily for free, but try to, win that job, right? At work. Okay, that makes sense. The idea here is to build up a portfolio and actually learn first, right? So you're trying to get the hang of it. Learn, build a portfolio, and then approach. Again, building a portfolio would lead into getting more jobs, people approaching you, agencies, or dealerships, getting your name out there. Of course, branding. You always need to brand yourself, market yourself out. Hey, I'm here, I'm doing this, I've done that. I'm here, up for a hire. I hope that answers your question. This was like the quick way of doing it. Yeah, I did that once, Jameses. I've done once. I think it was with the truck. Still remember it. Yeah, I did that. I might do that as well. I might do that when I have time. I mean, I've done like 2 live feeds or going live on YouTube last week and now, but I don't usually have this luxury of time. What's the time now? Oh, well, it really depends. I'd rather answer questions and maybe show you some tips and tricks for now. Hey, not at all. Anytime. I'd rather answer simple questions and maybe show you a bit of, behind the scenes or tips and tricks. Where's the dumpster? Was it the kicks? Yes. Last time I wanted to show you, it didn't load. It just didn't load up. And now it's here. Yeah, I just wanted to show this. This was, okay, not 100%. This is not 100% natural light. The front part was lit by a Profoto B1, but the rest is natural. And I actually photoshopped this. So all of these are photoshopped. This is photoshopped. I removed. All right, let's see the before and after, right? That makes it easier. Let's see, this is the before. You can see it was a little bit dark. There was a guy down here. There's this down here that I had to remove. I removed these stuff, just clean up. This is the after. Still think I could have done a better job, but yeah, I think that's how I ended up doing. Oh yes, I drew the tank because this was supposed to be a shot in which the driver is on this side, so I flipped the photo once I sent it over, so it wasn't there. The tank thing, I drew that. Yeah, always. 99% of the time. Polarizing filters. I have wondrous right here. See that? BMW. That's what I've been using. How do you like killing yellow lights on night shots? I see lots of shots. I think this is... Alright. The question is missing something. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Always. Although, just bear in mind that it does cut down the exposure, I think by a stop or a stop and a half or less. It really depends from one polarizing filter to another. Turquoise. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of yellow lights when they do spill over. If it's yellow and it's not spilling over, that's fine. If not, I'll try to cut down that light. Thank you. I'm glad you loving this. It took me a lot of time, actually, to put this together. This is the one at the back. So it's almost identical. We just flipped the car. Do I always use? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, you were a bit late, Angelo. There you go. Polarizing filters on rolling shots as well. Very tricky. Yes, with the Audi R8 one, I had the polarizing filter. The one with the Jaguar, I couldn't fit the polarizing filter because I had the ND filter on top. I just don't like. I don't like the circular. Or the variable ND filters because they do have a lot of artifacts. I think I haven't tried that yet, but those, you know, the ND filters that come in just like one plate or one sheet that you can screw in on top with something that holds it, like a filter holder. I think that's the best way to approach ND filters, but because sometimes you don't have that luxury of time. So with the R8 shots, where is it? Where are the R8 shots? This is just one of them. So again, I moved from one place to another. So I didn't have the ND filter here at all. No ND filter. This was just, I think I had the polarizing filter only. That's it. So I just waited for the time of the day when it was right and just shot. And you can watch this tutorial. I have a tutorial on how I did this. How do I avoid reflections on black car? Again, ND filters. I don't know. I don't think I have it here, but I have a tutorial. Ooh, where's that tutorial right now? Let me. This one down here. How to shoot black cars. There you go. So sometimes reflections is good on a black car. Otherwise, it will become too black. That doesn't have any details. The idea with black cars mainly are reflections. You would want some reflection on a black car, unlike the others. In this tutorial, I'll show you how I actually shot it, how I used the ND filter to basically cut reflections in some parts and add it in other parts. Look at me, I'm live. I don't know what I'm doing there. I forgot that I'm wearing glasses. Yeah, that's better. Finally, I can see. Right. I would actually also like to ask how you get rid of orange hues that comes from night photography on street lamps. Right. I don't know. I've never shot next to a street lamp, and I know these are the most annoying lamps ever. I just avoid shooting next to them, and the color cast is ugly, no matter what you do with it. I always just, you know, I always just find another location in which doesn't have these lights that I can even control or remove or cut off. I think I've showed that in my last video, my live video. Now where do I find the Maxima Haifa? Lambo. Was it? No, it wasn't Lambo. It was McLaren. Not this McLaren. External thunder. Oh, yeah, it was in the laptop. That's why it's not here. Just give me a minute. You know, with Apple, they keep on killing, dropping, like, you know, the Thunderbolt connectors, USBs and stuff like that. Then I have to suffer every time that, you know, if you want to buy the new MacBook Pro, you'll have to buy all these dongles that comes with it. Light painting feed. All right, let's just wait for the laptop to load up until this one comes to life. I do have, well, last time, what did I see D3? Hang on. Yeah. So this one is light painting. Again, I've showed this photo, but just to answer your questions, there you go. This is the way it was light painted. So I use, it's here somewhere, trust me. Hang on. This is the Godox 60 by 60. And I used the, again, Yongnuo YN302 Pro LED light for this. That's the final result. So this sits inside. It has a bracket, and I add the battery here, and then I kind of screw the battery into this, so it holds up. And then I have a boom arm that I use to light paint. And this is, ouch. I think this is the best light painting shot. I think maybe the second, or yeah, like the second proper light painting shot that I've done. And it's pretty much straightforward. So you have multiple exposures. This is one for the ambient light. And then I did a bit of photoshopping. I've removed the lines that I didn't want, cloned them out. What is it drag shoot like this? You need a pitch dark area to do this. You can see the settings up on here. So I had it on 10 seconds, f11. I was at a focal length of 40, ISO 80, drag race. But you need to be dark. Drag races usually have a lot of noise. The other shot is this. This was not light painted. This was shot this way. Let me show you. There you go. See me? This is the Profoto B1, and I had the wrong white balance, but that's fine because I was shooting raw. I was able to fix that in post. And then I merged that up in Photoshop. Where's the final one? It's like lurking in there, waiting for someone to drive it. Yeah, the rig shots didn't come out really well. It was too windy. Some detail shots. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, these are as well. Details. This didn't come out nice. Is it the first? Oh no, yes. MoeDay 1, 2. This is the one. There you go. This is naturally light. 90%. Hi, Jason. The only thing that I used the flash for was the rims, the wheels. But the rest is natural. Although I did, my friend here was holding the flash. But I didn't use these. I only used it to basically to get the exposure on the wheel. I didn't finish this yet. And I'm not sure if I want to finish it. This is a fake rolling shot. This is done with virtual rig. Again, it's a headache. I don't know. It came with the Godox. Yeah, so it came with a Godox. It's actually used for speed lights, flash speed lights. You can attach the flash here and then screw that on top of them. But the way I used it, I can't find the battery right now. All right, just to give you an idea, the battery that I'm using is huge. It's big. So I attach the battery to this latch, and then screw it in, and that's it. But this one came in with that. So if you go to B&H photo and look for this 60 by 60, you'll find most likely this came with it. So that was a good thing. Use the YN 360. Yongnu 362 for light painting. What is the benefit of shooting low shutter speed with a high aperture? I don't know. Where did you see that? All right. The rules here. You're welcome. The rules here, when you whenever you're shooting at night, or even during the day, right? When you set your shutter speed affects your ambient light, right? These are the basics. F-stop, yeah. Okay, so shutter speed, are you talking about shutter speed? Let me tell you that. F-stop affects your flashlight. So with the rolling shots, this would be my settings. 1/30 f/13, because I want to show a motion blur. So two cars next to each other, or just following each other. To do rolling shots, I would use this setting. F/13 is just to make sure I have a good focus plane. There's something with focus planes, and when you change your focal length, focus planes change. They become shorter. If you're on a wide lens, your focus plane is higher, depending, of course, on your f-stop. But once you switch to a tighter focal length, your focus plane becomes shorter. Yeah, Florin, I also used the ice light, but I really liked how soft the light came out with this one, the Yongnu. All right, can you post a video with the virtual rig shot? I do have a video about the virtual rig shot. It's not as sophisticated as this was, like, it's mind-blowing. But yeah, I do have a video on virtual rig. Check the channel out. Hey, I'm trying to be a better photographer, and I've got to say you're such an inspiration. Thank you, Jason. That really means a lot. Really means a lot, and you're making my day right now. I'm still a student, so I just use a camera. Not even a tripod yet. But once I get a work, I'm going all in. Yeah. Definitely. You will need to start building up your kit. whether it's lenses, tripods, lights, and sometimes even upgrade the camera, but at the right time, not yet. Oh yeah, it's very tricky. So where's my camera? Do you guys know where my camera is? Yes, I do. There you go. Oh wow, that's a huge lens on top of this. Well, let me give you. So for the main trick, and I spoke about this in a bit earlier. Sorry. So I always keep the drive mode, and this is tricky, right? Because you said it. I wouldn't use this for a tracking shot. This is too long of a lens. Just like it's gonna go crazy. I don't have a memory card. Don't judge me. So this is very essential. The drive mode should be on continuous when you do such a shot, because either the car is not going to be in focus because, you know, the car is not doing about the same speed. They're moving left and right, and that affects the sharpness and the focus. Or even when maybe your hand is moving. The good thing about the A7R, A7R2, 3, and this, they have an in-body 5-axis stabilization. That doesn't mean that other cameras can't do that. I just found it very stable. And even the way you hold the camera. So if you see my video about, I think 8 tips on rolling shots, I show you, there's a video showing me on the floor at the back of the truck or the van or the SUV. And I basically had my arms, you know, touching the ground of the back of the SUV, just to ensure I have the maximum stability, because it's going to move. And I'm not going to shoot just once. I'm never going to shoot just once. So I grab the focus and I'm going to go, because you might get 5 out of these in focus. Or more, depends. Hey, guy with Nikon. How you doing, buddy? You see what I'm heading with this? So yeah, watch my video on 8 tips for a better car photography. 8 tips for a better car rolling shots. I have it right there. Copy link address. There you go. But make sure to watch it off from the beginning. How are you, Brent? You good? You're welcome, Iori. Anytime. You're here to spread the knowledge. What was your full-time job in automotive photographer? How do you do about getting work? Or do people come to you? How do you market what you do? No, I'm a marketer. I work as a marketer, as a full-time job. I have a full-time job as a marketer. Yeah. Again, I think I spoke about this, and it's very, very important. Very important to build up your portfolio, which is taking a lot of time right now. So I have this. I spoke about, getting jobs. You need to show something to the clients before they start coming to you. Once you're out there and they know your name, that's fine. Not that I'm very popular or so. But there are a lot of big, big names out there, like, for example, Jeremy Cliff. Jeremy Cliff been in the field for God knows how long, and he's a very, very professional, very beautiful photos. I don't think he approached clients. They do approach him on a daily basis. You'll see him flying in and out. So that's where you want to reach, and for that you need to, you start shooting cars, getting better, build up your portfolio and stuff like that. It's very important that you have a site, a portfolio, Instagram account, people that can discover you in. That's the discovery phase, right? Belgians, yeah. Hi, Belgian. Yes, you did, and I answered it. I hope that was clear on how to create that flare or glare. Sure, bring it. Barak. Oh, great session. Okay, thank you. I thought you had a question. I read that like I have a question for some reason. But thank you, Barak. Thank you. Glad you've enjoyed it. There are multiple ways of creating the site. I built it from scratch because I have some knowledge. Okay, background. Again, let's roll back. I started as an IT guy, so I do have a lot of skills in IT and web development. Back then it was ActionScript, since the ActionScript, PHP, and MySQL. And so I built that with WordPress. It's a ready-made template, it's nothing fancy, but I just know my way around to customize it. Most of the themes right now are customizable. There are a lot of sites like Wix and other sites that provide you with drag and drop that you can build sites with. So pretty straightforward. Don't worry about it, Jason. Go ahead. Wouldn't harm the channel. It won't close down. Go ahead. You can share your Instagram. It's fine. Yeah, I booted up the laptop. Hang on. I'm looking for something to clean this with. Which one? McLaren 570. Where is it? This one? Right here. I have a hang on, let me show you. Hello, Elmer. Hello, South Africa. No, you don't have to do that with HTML and CSS. You don't have to do that anymore. I'm trying to remember the other site name. So you have Wix and you have, let's see, Wix. If you do verses, then there you go. Yeah, Squarespace, Weebly, and Wix. So let's go to Squarespace. Okay, Squarespace. It's literally drag and drop. I know not every drag and drop is easy as well, but you need to have an idea of how the site can look like. You can come to my site, copy ideas, get some ideas, stuff like that. Yeah, that McLaren shot, hang on. So for the McLaren shot, I have this.
So
speaking of Wix, there you go.
Let me show you how
it's all over the place.
First up.
Sorry about that. This is a speed edit. So dodging and burning. Who remembers the song? Who could recognize the song? You're my generation if you do. I won't find it on Shazam. Yeah, there you go. So that is the McLaren. It's purely natural light. Yes, I use a tripod because I do multiple exposures, multiple passes with the CPL as well. I need to stay in the same position, same area. So I use a Manfrotto. Manfrotto, yeah, Manfrotto. Is it Manfrotto? Yeah, that's what they call it. This is my first one. I bought this a long time ago. Now the head is different because when I first started, I started with video. This is a video head, not as flexible as the ball mount head. I think that's what it's called. You can't tilt it in certain ways. You can only tilt a bit down, up, and to the sides, but you can't readjust the camera. But you can. The good thing about this is you can change the head as well. So I can unscrew and put it in. This was my first tripod, and it's been with me forever. So it's the 055 XP R0B. I'm pretty sure it's obsolete right now. There are new ones in the market, but Manfrotto, you can never go wrong with them. Ouch. Sorry about that. Well, I don't know about CGI. Now, the thing is with CGI, some CGI shots are really good, really, really good. But I'm pretty sure if CGIs are getting that much good, you need really a very good experienced person that will really make it look real. And most of the CGIs, if you look at it, if you're experienced, you can tell that it's a CGI or not. But having someone experienced to do the CGI work for you would also give you that enormous cost. So I'm not sure where the CGI thing is heading to be honest. But again, if everyone is going CGI, people will learn CGI and then we'll ruin it to the experts. I don't know. I enjoy photographing cars. Like real photography, you see the reflections, the flaws, the problems, the issues within a photo, and you wouldn't find it within a CGI. Oh, I missed a lot. Hang on. What are your words older as well? Is it Right and Song? All right, let me tell you about the song. It's called Pole Position. It's a cartoon show I used to watch when I was a kid. Look for it. Pole Position. Pole Position. Yeah. That was, Can I explain the multiple passes with the CPL? I can, but I do have a video about CPL. Let me see if I have it here. Yep. No. Oh, TTRs. Hang on. I might have it here. I don't. I do. That was a lie. I do. There you go. So you can see a reflection down here. And the reflection over here is good because it can get worse. Like this. So with CPLs, you can only do one side at a time. You rotate the filter and these are gone. And I could have just moved maybe left or right to get rid of these, but I was able to minimize the reflection. So this is the before and this is the after. And you need to combine both. So now you have the CPL taking an effect on this part of the car. and then you rotate the filter, right? So you rotate the filter, and then it affects the side of the car. Now in Photoshop, you need to basically merge these and get rid of the reflection to come up with something like this. I do have a tutorial on how I did it and on how I edited this photo as well. Have a look at it. And changing colors, stuff like that. I use the Wacom tablet. You see it? With a Wacom pen. Yeah, well, it is a bit modeled from actual photos. What is a 560? I only thought there was like the 360. This picture, I do have a video on how I edit it. You guys are missing a lot. Hang on. So let me show you the video somewhere around CPL. There you go. Copy, link address, paste. Then I do have one about changing colors, which is this. Copy, link address, and there you go. Well, maybe. Let me think of it. Yeah, makes a lot of difference when you use a CPL filter. Trust me. It's a game changer. I don't know if I have more about CPL filters, but it's mainly in all of my videos. I use it all the time, even with this one. Blend in multiple exposures. And this one too. I mean, CPL filters on this, on that. I use it everywhere, all the time. Oh, the YN560. It's not a continuous light. Okay, I think I have that somewhere. All right, challenge, huh? Thank you, Blue One. Yeah, maybe why not? Let me give it a thought. Mainly, I worked with, I think the first company that I worked with was Audi, because I had a car with Audi, and it's a way that they sold me the car as well. Very, very sneaky. So, okay, back then I wasn't into car photography, so I bought the A5. And a year later, my wife decided that, you know, she wants that A5. Government. Yeah, so I had to give it to her. It's the wife. So then I was looking for another car to buy, and I didn't know what to pick up. Me coming from, you know, I previously drove the Corvette, I drove the Camaro SS, and yeah, so I went to them and they told me, how about you try the S3? I was like, I don't drive 4 cylinders. I drive V8, V6 and above. They said, get the S3, give it a try, you'll love it. And they told me, keep it for a day, photograph it, and bring it back. I was like, why not? So I took it for a day, I photographed it, that thing is a beast. I went back to them and I bought it. So this is like when I first, you know, started photography. Sometimes it's just like getting the test drives. Like I said, I shoot for friends, friend of friends. Slowly but surely. I didn't have a lot of competition in Bahrain, to be honest, back then. And then I started building up my portfolio. And this is not clean yet. Spent like half an hour doing it. And yeah, once I built up the portfolio, went to Porsche. I also knew someone in Porsche that gave me the cars. I shot for free. They had materials that they can post on their Instagram account, on their social media channels. So that's like free stuff for them that they didn't have to worry about. And I was learning at the same time. Oh yes, S3 is a very awesome car. But I couldn't resist, so I returned that 2 years later and I bought the RS3. And now I'm not gonna change cars because I can't afford any car. I'm broke. Hello, Brazil. I'll have a look. If I like your photos, I'll follow. I promise. Oh, the Sunday video. Sunday video is amazing. Sunday video is super duper awesome. Let me show you just the photo. No, I won't show you the photos. But there is a track. Oh, look at this photo. You're gonna listen to this. I use that track in that Sunday video. So, Sunday is all about focal lengths. Keep an eye for that. Hello, Germany. Did I say hello, Germany before? Hi, Germany. Hi, Christian. How do you get so much followers on Instagram? I wouldn't call really much followers on Instagram. Let me see. I mean, I'm not really that active. It took some time to build, to be honest. Been there for a long time. Let me show you the stats. I think once I started my YouTube channel, I started getting more followers as well. But also I interact with a lot of photographers. I try to answer everyone. I get shout outs every now and then from fans. And thank you for this. I don't know if you're gonna see this, but this is like the recent stats, like 85. I didn't even post anything since June or July. But I keep my stories active as well, so. With Instagram, I'll tell you the trick with Instagram. Instagram, you need to be consistent. I also manage the Godux account. So 2 photos a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Make sure it's high quality. Mention photographers that took it. Keep the story active. Interact with other photographers. Over time, you start building that, audience. What is the best car I ever drove? The McLaren, that one that we saw earlier. That was on the track. That was amazing. I mean, I drove a lot of cool cars, the McLarens, the R8. But of course, the price tag is just way higher than what I have. I'm very happy with my RS3. I have to say this. For this 5-cylinder, 400 HP horsepower, that's amazing. Yeah, but I just don't have the time to go and beg for shout-outs. I mean, if someone would like to give me a shout-out, that would be great. I just, can't just like, please give me a shout-out, please. Or do this, or do that. But we're good. They're growing over time, so that's fine. How do you choose an ND or CP? Totally different, really. ND is to cut down the light. CP is to cut down the reflection. What do you want to do? You want the ND or do you want the CP? Or maybe you want both. I have both. Yes, it is the Porsche video. You're absolutely right. You've been following me on Instagram. Does the song have no copyright? I take my and this isn't, by all means, this is not advertising. I use the site Epidemic Sound. I subscribe to it, and don't look at my password. I think they have that saved. Just kidding. So I use the site to. I subscribe to it, so I have a YouTube subscription. So whatever I play, I am good on YouTube. And the one that you heard was, I don't know. Not this one. Or something else. But yeah, this is where I find music. You can find a sleeper passing by. There you go. I gave you a shot right here. This is like a scene. 149. I remember the first few months. These are the hardest. I mean, the first few 100 followers. These are the hardest. Maybe even less. But once you pass these, once you remain consistent, once you start posting photo, interacting with people, then that's fine. Most of the clients, most of the clients do give me the freedom, and sometimes it's just harder because I don't know what they have in their mind. Although they tell me, well, take the car, we trust you, we want it within that theme. But it's just, sometimes it's just so hard, you know. I'm not sure what they're looking for, and sometimes it's a guess game. With a tight brief, it's easier for me. I know the location, I would know how to shoot it, where to shoot it, what time of the day to shoot it, and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, they most likely give me the freedom to do it. Well, I didn't do a lot of paid jobs. Only did few. I'm very selective as well. It is uploaded. It is uploaded. It's going to be there on Sunday. Only on Sunday. And that's it. No debates right here. Yeah, let's go back to this. I am 319. Just reached 45. I got down to the lowest one around here. The content's come. Well, I'm trying to do this live stream most like as often as I can do. I don't want to go on without a purpose. I'll try to do, I don't know, twice at least a month for you guys, and maybe 3 times if do you like that? If I can. Yeah, it's not far away. It's 10 minutes away. The circuit is about 10-15 minutes away from where I live. So that makes the access so easy. That sounds Spanish. Yes. Posting regularly really helps. Well, enjoy the parties. Celebrating birthdays, that's amazing. Thank you. Have a lovely evening and good night. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this site, I subscribe to it, so I have a subscription. But so I wouldn't have copyright issues on YouTube. I'm clear. I connected the account to my YouTube account, and now I can use whatever track I want. And subscription, I can't recall. I got 50% on that, so 15 per month, and I think I got like even 50% discount on the 15. So that's cool. You'll reach 1,000. Don't worry about it. I shoot between 10. Sorry, 10. Did I say 10? Between 100 to, I don't know, 400, 500. Depends on the situation. The lower I keep it, the better. Some say if you go below 100, which is something that you can do with the Sony A7, you can go below 100, you kill the dynamic range. And I'm fine if the photo becomes grainy a bit. Most of the current cameras can handle noise or high ISO really well. Yeah, 100 and above. I mean, 100 to 300, 400, 500 sometimes. I've been to Germany. If this question is for me, then yes. A long time ago, though, back in '96. Been to Bonn. It was amazing. I love Germany. The weather was cool. I need to revisit Germany. The A7 III is pretty amazing, yeah, with high ISO. It's crazy how much you can stretch out from that photo, or that camera. And again, I think I've said that the balance between photo and video is upright. Loved it. Still have to work on the video part, but you'll see just a small segment, like a 5-second segment of a video I took of the Porsche, which is the same one that I uploaded on Instagram. Yeah. Jason, that really depends on you. What do you want to do? Is it for, if you're doing it for fun, then you don't have to, really. A6000 is an old camera right now, but it can still produce good photos. I'm assuming, right? The A6000. It's like the A6300 and the A6500. They are good cameras. Moving to a full frame, it really depends. If you're shooting for commercial and clients, then maybe yes. If you want to just experience the full frame, you can rent it out and try it out. Because when you go change gear, that means change camera. That means you need to change all the gear, all the lenses mainly. Hi, Jonas. Yes, I will do one maybe in the future, but not today. Definitely not today. I'm tired. I want to sleep. I'm just kidding. It's the weekend. I haven't been out for a while. I just need to go and grab something to eat. I just have my water here. But yeah, I'll definitely do a live edit again. Maybe you can guys suggest. If you see anything on my Instagram, I might live edit this. I don't know, SB700. It looks like a Nikon thing, right? It really depends on the time of the day. If it's directly with sunlight, I'm not sure how powerful this is. It might not make a change. If it's within a shaded area, then maybe yes. If it's towards the end of the day, when the sun is setting, then maybe. It really depends. And it depends on the f-stop. Because again, the f-stop controls the amount of light from speed lights and flashlights. Yeah, guy with Nikon. So yeah, f-stop affects the flash and strobe light, not the continuous light. Yeah, I mean, a full frame is different from, well, okay, full frame and cropped. And they can come in mirror or mirrorless cameras. Mirrorless is lighter. They are, it has a bit of more advantages of the marriage ones. Mainly lightweight. I'm not sure if they do. Yeah. And the viewfinder, electronic viewfinder, and all the nice quirky stuff that comes with Sony. Yeah, definitely doing that. I do have a link. So if you subscribe to...
So I just created this dope website with Wix. Let me show you how I did it. First up, go to...
So if you go to this, and if you subscribe to this, I'm going to send this one out soon. So, so I'm not going to provide the row in my description. Anyone who's joining the mailing list will receive my emailer, and trust me, it's not a spammy thing. It's a nice thing. I sent just, I think I sent 2 a month, a roundup of the tutorials and the raw files that comes with it. So go ahead, hit that button. I'm not going to spam. No spamming, promise. Yeah. Yep, there you go. You got your answer in Jello. With a Nikon. Yeah, the D810. I had a Nikon long time ago. Before I become, I think it was the D90. So I bought it. When I bought it, I thought, hey, now my photos are gonna look awesome because it's an expensive camera. And I didn't even know how to set it up. So it was always on auto. The photo quality, however, were really good. Really good. But back then I didn't even know. Then I sold that and I got the Canon T3i for video. Because the Nikon just it wasn't really good. And then from that I went to the A7S for video. And then I got the 5D Mark III and alongside the A7S. Then I got the C100 for video because I used to shoot some weddings, and then I moved to the A7R. Yeah, why are you afraid? I'd like to know, why are you hesitant about mirrorless? I mean, they've been out for years now. There isn't a problem. The only problem with mirrorless is the sensor get dusty, and that's fine. You just blow it off. Especially when you're out there changing lenses. It doesn't have a mirror to protect it. There's the blower. I don't know where it is. It is somewhere. But anyway, you shouldn't worry about it. If that's your worry. Bazooka. Alright guys, let me know if you have any question. I'll give you around 5 minutes and I'll be gone away. Yeah. Need to have something to eat, relax, And yeah. Where do I keep my stuff? I think it's in the back. Hang on. Don't know which bag though. That was dusty. In the chute. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I think it's in the car. That blowing thing. Profoto B1. This is how big is the Profoto B1. So this is without the battery, without any modifier. Get the battery here, and then have. Love to answer that question. Hang on. Oh, I think I found it. Hang on. So this is the bag that came with the Godox modifier. Godox. Okay, I lied. Can't find it. It's not here. This is the battery. Speaking of the battery, this is the one that I use with the Godox. Can't find the blower yet. But yeah, there was a question. No question, let it go to sleep, man. Too early to sleep on a weekend. It's like 9:30, 9:20. Is it difficult to balance your full-time job and your photography? Are you able to work remotely a lot of the time, given your career choice? I only shoot on weekends, and that's the problem. Shooting on weekends is very limited, of course. Sometimes I do take, leaves. So I adjust my leaves, my yearly leaves. Instead of going on a vacation, I shoot cars. Not all the time, though. Sometimes I do that, yeah. So yeah, it's hard. Also, when you have family. Though I'm not giving them enough attention that I should, because I'm trying to balance everything out. I think I need to do more of that. It's very hard. It's very hard to do a lot of things all together, because I do have my other hobbies as well. I play football. I can't play football right now because I'm injured. I want to go to the gym, but I can't. So there are a lot of things that you need to bear in mind. When you are into multiple hobbies, and you've got work and family and stuff like that. But yeah, what is your favorite car to shoot? So far, the Alfa Romeo, this one. This car, from any angle, was gorgeous. But yeah, I think mostly I enjoyed shooting all cars. This one in particular, the color was really good. This one is the old Corvette, the Godfather. That's the name of the Corvette, by the way. The R8 shot was good. I don't know. I've enjoyed shooting every single car. Can't remember having a hard time. I have a video on but okay. Let me show you this video. One last video. So it's kind of similar in music to this. Oh, you need to see it. Please know it. Yep, there you go. Thank you, Brett. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Don't worry about the price on Jello. If it's a hobby, you don't have to shift to a new camera yet. Wait until you move towards, you know, making money, or you want to go to the next level, and that's when you actually have to buy. Because changing a camera from one vendor to another, or from one full frame, or from a crop sensor to a full frame, that means you need to invest in lenses all over again. Oh, that add-on, I used to have it, not anymore. This one was some add-on by Google. I can't recall the name of it. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll try to do more of these. It was fun, really. I enjoyed every single minute with you guys. You guys are fun. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Well, up until next time, if you have any idea that I should cover, or topic that I should cover within the live stream, do please leave me a comment within this when it's up on YouTube, or head on to my Instagram, let me know. All right, guys. See you next time. And yeah, there you go. Did it stop?